So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to jump into a full biome overview, and then once we've dipped into the biome overview, just a quick little snippet, because a lot of people don't actually realize there's going to be 18 biomes in Ashes of Creation, or at least at this stage it is planned. Now I'm not sure if we're going to see them all in Alpha 2, but I think we could see a good chunk of them. Then what we'll do is we'll jump in and cover the updated Renke, the way they look, then the Tulnar drop that they kind of just race revealed on us and didn't say anything. It kind of just came out of nowhere, which was pretty cool to see. The UE5 desert biome, that looked really nice. And even the Q&A had some valid questions, and there was kind of some information we got there that I think is definitely worth looking into and diving into a bit deeper. But without going on any more, we'll just jump right into the video and get amongst it all. So biomes, there's 18 of them, but what are we actually going to be seeing and how diverse is it? Well, straight off the bat I can say it's pretty fucking diverse. We are going to get a lot of different biomes, a lot of different environments, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they all play out. We're going to have the swamp and floodplains. It's probably going to be low-lying, uncultivated ground where water's collected up, kind of a boggy marsh. You maybe see crocodiles, alligators, potentially frogs, all that kind of life there. We're going to have the redwoods forest. Now this is going to be like a thick, lush, chunky treed place with a lot of creatures and a lot of things going on within it. It may be a dangerous zone because there'll be a lot of places to hide or things on the trees that might take you out. We really don't know the type of life that it's going to have, but by the looks of what Steven's creating, the whole world is going to be fairly dangerous, and I hope they can really hold up to that, and the redwoods would be pretty decent for that and quite immersive. Then you've got the tropics. Now the tropics is basically the little part of the map that looks like England, and the way we're going, it probably is going to end up like that in 100 years, but that's totally something else. But what I'm saying about that is it's pretty fucking cool. I like what I've seen. I like even the fact that it's cut off from everywhere else, where guilds could potentially lock down the tropics and have a real decent strong alliance there. It could become a of an island, just pretty much like England was back in the day. Then we have a biome that's quite in the opposite, which is the volcanic biome, or the volcano biome. It's going to be extremely hot there, filled with magma, probably burnt out charcoaly trees, kind of a very dark and dim kind of Mordorian Lord of the Rings vibe. That's kind of what I'm getting the feel from it. I think it's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. It could even be the taming grounds of the Fox the Pyre, likely, because it does say you'll find them roaming the smoking peaks of a Crimson Mountain, which kind of, that gives me the vibe that it could be in the volcanic zone. If you look at it, kind of matches that, so potentially that's where they'll be found and tamed, but that is speculation. So you have the Alpine Mountains next. Now obviously it's going to be a high up mountain, probably snowy capped, known as the Alps or the Snowy Mountains. Moving on to the Riverlands. Now the Riverlands is said to be the ancestral home of the Alar, and in the present day it's the home of the Kalar. The Riverlands is currently planned to be one of the biggest biomes during Alpha 2 testing, and it's also going to be home to the Aelan Divine Gateway. For the next biomes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of list them off fast because we do have limited information on them. We do know the names thanks to the node simulation map during the September 2021 live stream. We don't know much more than that, unfortunately. I'd say in the future months we will see more though. We have Iceland biome, the Badlands and Jungle biomes, we have the Asian biome, Tabletop Mountains, which holds a Divine Gateway, the Magical Forest, which kind of straight away has me intrigued. I really do want to see what that's going to look like. The Ancient Forest, potentially a lot of lore's going to be hiding away there. The Grasslands, which also holds a Divine Gateway. The Tundra, holding another Divine Gateway. Then you have the Taiga, and then finally the desert, also known as the Sahara. So quickly, just to recap that, what I'll do now is I'll pop a map up on the screen and I'll put the names there so you can kind of get a visual representation where things are. Do bear in mind though, they have announced that they're making a lot of changes to the map, and they could be potentially huge changes, so 6 to 12 months down the line this might not be accurate, but as of now it is as accurate as we can get. Who knows how vast the changes are going to be, but they are getting made. So now we've talked about that and kind of got that out of the way, what did we see in the UE5 trailer of the desert biome? The Whispering Whelk, nicknamed the Snorse, the Glimmering Geode, and the Noble Warhorn. We even got to see some of the ruins and the old civilization architecture. We got a possible sneak peek of the Veloon. We even got to see a look at the Scorpion boss we seen in April 2022 livestream. Now I'm interested in really getting involved in that and actually seeing how difficult that's going to be. We've seen a large floating obelisk in the background. Now I'm not sure if that's potentially one of the artifacts, if it's corrupted, is it a dungeon. it was quite prominent in the video, so to me it says it's quite meaningful, and I think it looked fairly fucking cool. And we even got to see the desert variant of the cursed charger. But what I can say about watching this, it really is, I would say it's well above Alpha 2 standard, especially if it's pre-Alpha 2. But this is kind of what Intrepid's going for. Like, they really have the bar high, and like I said, any of the guys saying it's a scam or potentially it's gonna fail, look at the quality. Time and time again, they keep proving to us that they ain't just all talk, that their actions speak much louder than their words. So the tech side of things, what did we see? Well, we seen the landform tool, and what that is going to do is help with editing of landscapes, as it allows in-engine sculpting and texture blending, making things a lot faster to tweak, helping with overall progress and faster development of the game. This next one, I didn't even see coming. Like, I thought this was coming at some point, but I didn't think they'd drop it on us. Now, I know we just seen the graphical side of it, just kind of the illustration. What Intrepid is really good at is turning them illustrations into really decent 3D animated designs. So what you're seeing on the screen is pretty much how they're going to look. If you can kind of 3D that in your mind, it's kind of how it'll play out. But they said to us, with the Tulnar, we're going to be able to dial up or down the base influences from humanoid to simian to mammalian to reptilian. And as you dial it up, if you reach a certain threshold, it will assume the form of one of the 3 primary types of influences that exist within the Tulnar. So to break that down and simplify it, you can basically have your Tulnar be 100% one of these influences, which will make you look very similar to these each base types, one of the 3 above, or you could potentially blend it to make your own unique style and your own unique specific race looking character. For me, I think that's really important, and I was gonna be Vec or Tulnar, and we were kind of waiting off, a lot of us who talked about it in the guild or just people I've been having crack with about the Tulnar. After seeing this, I think there's so much diversity here. I'm definitely going to be going with the Tulnar. Now obviously I need to know what racial passive buff they're going to have, because that potentially might affect me switching back to the Vec or some other race, but I really like the design. I think they've really made it unique, and I like the direction they're going in. I'm sure it's going to change a lot as the game develops, but this is definitely a good start, and I'm happy to see that they've played it out this way. Then we got to see the Empyrean and the Renke character models update. Now the Empyrean I'm impartial to, I'm not really that bothered. I think it looked fairly decent, but it doesn't interest me as much as the Renke. Now I actually like the original Renke character model. The new and updated one I'm unsure about. I'll probably wait till we see it in game and see how that plays out. But what do you guys think about that? Do you think the Renke character model update's better, or do you not like it as much? Drop that down in the comment section below and let me know your feedback and Intrepid. Now jumping into the Q&A, and this month's Q&A had some really valid questions and some fairly decent answers. So we found out that mobs will have the abilities to knock riders off the tames, not just players, and you can't just run past mobs. Well, I suppose you can try, but you're potentially going to get knocked off and hindered. Now if you've got a massive journey to go and you kind of want to solo your way through that and just speed run across the map, it's not going to be that easy, because if things can dismount you and say you are of less power and these enemies are quite powerful, you're going to get fucked up. So what this means is you're going to have to plan and prepare your routes, and there's constantly that challenge there, not just someone PKing you, not just someone kind of griefing you, but potentially the PvE side of it is quite dangerous, and that's what I want in a game. Like, I'm so sick of being able to just travel across MMOs and not get attacked by any mobs and not have any issues and just speed run through stuff. I want that challenge, I want that risk, and I think that's how you bring more immersion to people playing the games. Like, I am not dissing BDO, but when they had it on BDO whereas you can just kind of auto fast run, shit like that I don't like, and I don't like AFK farmers where you can just kind of disappear. I want more immersion. People should play the game, not just AFK the game. That's just my opinion, but that's how I see it, and I really do like what they've added in here. Obviously I've just made an Alpha 2 video, so feel free to check that out. It's kind of a full overview, and it kind of tells you what to expect and my estimated date for Alpha 2. But Margaret mentioned she'd seen a lot of content creators covering Alpha 2, and Stephen's reply was they don't want to mention any dates until they're absolutely certain they can hit them. They don't want to rush it, quality first studio and not dates first, and they're going to take the necessary time. He even said it's a marathon, not a race. Don't get me wrong, they need to take the time. We don't need to rush the launch of the game, but we definitely need to be testing the game, and this is my opinion. I don't think we should test it this year. I don't think it's ready for this year, but next year I would hope we're going in testing it, and I'm hoping it's going to be a long testing phase, and by the sounds of it, it's going to be pretty fucking long, which I'm quite excited about. So we had also, there will be a cap on breeding in animal husbandry, and the amount of times you'll be able to breed a tame will be limited. This cap is defined by type, quality and purpose. Now to me, that's really good, because what it does is, yet again, and I know I blackheads all the time in my videos, it makes replayability. With some games where you just collect the mounts and then you have them and then it's done, there's no replayability there. But with the difficulty level of getting some of these mounts, some of the rarer breed lines, the fact that you will have to consistently use that marker, consistently buy these or tame these, it just makes it renewable, and it makes it so the environment that you're living in, you're constantly going out and interacting with these things using this system, and it's just something to do, something that you can do over and over again. And I think it's super good, rather than just getting one, breeding it and breeding it, and it never ends, because then you're going to have people who no longer are taming and no longer need to breed. This, what they're adding in, is fucking perfect for the longevity of the animal husbandry system. The one thing I like about games is having custom images and unique emblems and that type of stuff, and I've always had that when I've got involved in online naval combat, and luckily we are going to get that. We may also be able to put our names on the hull. Now I don't know if that means we can fully upload a custom image. In certain games, say Atlas for example, you can fully create whatever flag you want, you can get it, and you have to get the dies together and you can make anything you want. Now after having a brilliant live stream, really positive, amazing shit going on, and the Tulnar drop, like, it just consistently, you know, blowing it out the park from Intrepid. They're doing really fucking great work. But I always said, if there's a negative, I will address it, and unfortunately for me, I think the next one that we dip into is a negative that needs addressed a bit more. So they had talked about corruption, and they said the corruption system currently trumps the affiliation list. Anyone can kill a corrupt player, including your own guildmates, to decrease corruption, but it needs to be tested in Alpha 2 to see if it works. I won't get into it on this video. I do have a separate video, full corruption video, and why it can be exploited and why these potential issues there. Feel free to check that out. But I think we need a little bit more information there, or maybe we do just need to wait till Alpha 2, get in there and test it. But what I can see is it was a really good stream. There's a lot of shit I didn't see coming. I'm really happy with the direction Intrepid's going, and yet again, it's just great to see them proving that they are just getting shit done and they're really progressing, and I do think they're sitting on a lot more than we actually know. But as always, I really do appreciate you watching the video. If you're not subscribed, because I know a lot of people watching aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because the last video got me 60-70 subs, which really helped out, and I really do appreciate it. Feel free to leave me any feedback in the comment section below. I'll always get back to that. Drop a like on the video, share it wherever you want, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.